Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're a software engineer. You know the job is way more than just slinging code, right? But what are those unspoken rules? The things that really separate the good engineers from the truly great ones? Well, today, we're digging into a fantastic guide by Geshen Manandar to get you those secrets.
All right, let's jump right in with the biggest myth, the one that trips up almost every junior engineer. You think, my job is to write code. I mean, it makes sense, right? But the reality, it's a little different. Your real job is to provide value. And yeah, code is one way to do that, but it's just one tool in the toolbox.
So what does that actually mean? It means you have to start seeing yourself as a solution provider. Seriously, this shift is everything. The code you're writing, that's just a means to an end. The real goal, the thing that matters, is solving a business problem. Are you making the company money? Are you saving them money? That's the value. And honestly, getting your head around that is going to be the key to your entire career.
Okay, so if your job isn't just about cranking out more and more code, then what kind of code should you be writing? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. Let's tackle this myth that more is always better.
This quote right here just nails it. First, solve the problem. Then, write the code. You know that itch, right? The urge to just dive straight into your editor and start typing? The best engineers, they fight that urge. They spend the bulk of their time just thinking, really truly understanding the problem from every angle. The coding part, that comes way, way later. It's the last piece of the puzzle, not the first.
And that leads us to this. This is a really powerful idea that feels totally backwards at first. Deleted code is debugged code. Think about it. Every single line of code you add is something that can break, something that has to be maintained down the road. Sometimes, the most valuable thing you can do for your team, for the project, is to solve a problem by deleting code. Or better yet, by figuring out how not to write any code at all.
And this brings us to a classic trap, and a quote you've probably heard before, but it is so true. We all want to be clever, right? We want to write that super optimized, lightning-fast code. But trying to make your code fast before you've even made it work? Oh man, that is just a recipe for disaster. You end up with this complex, buggy mess that nobody, including you 6 months from now, can understand.
So how do you avoid that trap? Just remember this golden order from the legend Kent Beck. It's so simple. Step 1, make it work. Just get a solution out there that solves the user's problem. Step 2, make it right. Now you go back and clean it up. Refactor it, make it readable, make it something you'd be proud of. And only then, step 3, make it fast. And you only do this if you have the data, the proof that it's actually a bottleneck. Work, write, fast. That's it.
So why are we so obsessed with simple, readable code? Well, it all comes down to this number, 80%. That's roughly how much of your time as an engineer you'll spend just reading code, not writing it, reading it. You're either trying to figure out what your colleague was thinking, or you're trying to remember what on earth you were thinking 6 months ago. So when you write simple code, it's not just a nice to have, it's an incredible gift to your entire team, and trust me, to your future self.
And this whole idea of simplicity and clarity, it becomes absolutely crucial when you remember that software is almost never a solo mission. Nope, it's a team sport.
Yeah, forget that stereotype. You know, the coder hunched over a keyboard in the dark room, fueled by pizza and energy drinks. That's just not reality anymore. Modern software engineering is all about collaboration. At the end of the day, how will you communicate and work with other people will have a way bigger impact on your career than just your raw ability to code.
And one of the key places where this teamwork happens is the pull request. Honestly, getting good at PRs is a real art form. You got to keep them small, focused on one thing. Write a clear description that explains the why behind your change, not just the what. This makes it so much easier for your teammates to review, which means it gets approved faster, your code gets into the main branch, and the whole team can keep moving without getting stuck.
Okay, but this requires a huge mental shift. It is so easy to get defensive when someone comments on your code, right? To take it personally. But you have to fight that feeling. A code review isn't someone attacking you. It's a mirror. It's a chance to see your own work from a different perspective. I'm telling you, embracing that feedback is one of the absolute fastest ways you can level up as an engineer. Just soak it all in.
All right, so you're a team player, you're writing simple, clean code. Awesome. But now, what tech should you be using? The tech world is just this constant storm of hype and new tools. So let's talk about how to play the long game and not get sucked into the hype machine.
It's so tempting to chase every new shiny framework that's trending on social media. The source material calls this buzzword-driven development, which is perfect. And look, that's great for a weekend project, but real, durable businesses, they're built on what you might call boring technology. These are the stable, proven, predictable tools that just work, day in, day out. You have to remember, for a business, reliability isn't boring, it's a feature.
The truth is, languages and frameworks, they come and they go. They have these popularity cycles. I mean, remember when jQuery was everything, or the original AngularJS? That's exactly why you can't tie your professional identity to one specific tool. You don't want to be just a React engineer. You want to be a software engineer, period. It's your deep, fundamental skills that are going to stick with you for your whole career.
So what are those core skills? What's the bedrock? It's this stuff right here. Getting really good at Git and version control. Being comfortable on the command line. Understanding SQL. Knowing a way around Docker and containers. These are the tools and concepts that will still be valuable no matter what hot new JavaScript framework is making waves next year. This is your foundation. You got to make sure it's rock solid.
So, we've busted some of the biggest myths that hold engineers back. And all of this, it kind of boils down to one final, really important question you need to ask yourself about what kind of engineer you're going to be. Really, the heart of all this advice is about a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about making the journey from just being a coder to being a problem solver, from being a solo act to being a valuable part of a team, and from chasing every shiny new trend to becoming a master of the fundamentals that truly last.
Ultimately, the source suggests your career is probably going to head down one of two main paths. Are you going to be a creator? You know, the person who builds the next great framework, the next set of tools that other developers will use? Or are you going to be a user? The person who takes those tools and builds the next amazing product, the next great business. Look, there's no right answer here. Neither path is better than the other. But knowing which one gets you excited, that's the first step to building a career that you really love. So, the only question left is, what are you going to build?